Today is Saturday, and unless you haven't been able to tell just yet, it's very windy outside. I was actually contemplating if I should actually go out. I was feeling very tired after the weekend duty, and then continuous work during the week. So finally I could rest today, right? But my wife finally said to me that why don't you go outside, because she could just basically tell that I had very low energy levels and that it would be good for me to go out and get some fresh air. So I took her advice completely. So here is something special. So this entire section here, it's sealed off so people wouldn't be able to go over on this side. And the reason for that is because there's like a not completely sheer fall, but a decent fall down towards the stream down there. But what is amazing then is that people of course have been going here, and this whole section, you can say, of stone is soft, so people have been engraving into the rocks a lot of different informations. So I thought that was kind of cool and wanted to capture a little bit. Let me just go over on this side here as well. So here we can clearly see a lot of text being put in. And of course it's very reminiscent of what people can do to, engrave something in the bark of a tree or something that will last for a long time. Well, this will also last most likely quite a long time in the stone phase before it erodes by time. And over here on this section, people have been standing, trying to do well, it's not very much nicer, I would say, but it is something. And today I'm also thinking that I will do some stretching on these. These are just positioned outside of the football field here. So what I like to do then is, well, if I have the strength for it, then I can do some pull-ups, of course, but today I just feel like I want to do some stretching, so just hanging and letting my entire back relax and get stretched out properly, so that some blood and things can come in between all the different parts, get some circulation running. That feels really relaxing, and I hope that will also give me some good sleep in the evening time. So I was planning to maybe pick some mushrooms today, because I did some research yesterday and found out it could be an edible type, the one that I found. But the thing that was worrying to me was that there were some versions that was very similar, that was actually poisonous. So I wanted to be triple sure, you can say, before I actually picked up any and brought with me home to eat. And one of the giveaways of one of the poisonous ones was that it should have some kind of greenish tint to the underside of the actual hat of the mushroom. And I flipped it over today, one of these mushrooms, and I found out that it had that green tint to it. So no go. Instead, what happened earlier today was that since I had mentioned this to my wife that I was thinking to pick up some mushrooms and so on, that we went for the weekly shopping at the supermarket, and she picked up a ton of different mushrooms because now she has the idea that since I'm talking about that, then I actually really want to eat that. Fine, it is what it is, but then I hope that they can become some really delicious mushroom dishes out of it. So I would not complain if that is the case. As I mentioned before, then our manager will be leaving very soon, within this month. And because of that, or should I say that for all purposes in terms of cloud saving, then we had been using our manager's OneDrive allocated space that he has in the company. And with him leaving to seek up a different position, then he really doesn't want to have that space allocated to our business area anymore. So the only way then to resolve that is that I decided that I would move over all of these files that he had in OneDrive that he shared over to my OneDrive that I have on the company portal. And it's a ton of data, to be frank, covering years and years back for record keeping purposes. And I started the transfer this morning for one of the bigger. I've been doing it a little bit during the week, during this week and the last week, little by little, one folder at a time. But the really big folders, those are the ones that I'm trying to move right now. And I started that this morning, and when I came back this afternoon after doing the shopping and so on, it had gotten to 40% or something. So it's a lot of data that needs to be transferred, and it's not going very fast, I would say. What has become really apparent to me doing this and thinking about the whole process of how much a person is involved in systems and setting up things. So the more that person is taking that part, when that person is removed, how painful it is to get things up and running in a way it used to be. Like a person has a certain knowledge about something, but it's not really being shared or between the other members or in general. Then when that person leaves, then it becomes like a void of knowledge that the other members need to kind of, catch up on to be able to understand. And there are some things here that our manager has been in control of that, for example, I have no clue about how he has been doing it, which begs the question then that should I try to reach out to our manager to try to get an idea of this in order to have it more as a continuation, right? Because if anything should happen now about any of these systems that he has been responsible for setting up, and we cannot reach him because he's now in a different position maybe, then it just stops working unless somebody is willing to put a huge effort into how it should be running. So my idea here is that I'll book a time with my manager to catch up on some of these systems to know how he has been doing it, how he set it up, and then also kind of take ownership of it then, so that he doesn't have to be the central figure for those kinds of systems anymore, but one of us instead. I hope that will be a smooth transition process instead of no understanding of these systems whatsoever. For lunch today, since nobody really felt like starting to cook anything. So we actually bought some supermarket pizza, you can say. God damn, it's windy here. I can stand like this. Maybe that will be a little bit less windy for a while. So we bought some supermarket pizza. What it means that the supermarket themselves, they make and they market and they sell it on their own brand. And it cost for the equivalent, like you got 2 pizzas. They were fresh and ready to be baked in the oven, right? For about 94 Swedish kroner, which is kind of an okay price, I would say. A normal price which you would give for in a pizzeria around these parts for a pizza is around between 70 to 110 Swedish kroner for one pizza, and you can get 2 at the supermarket for 94. And these were not so small. I would say that for our family, like 2 adults and 1 kid, we couldn't finish both of them during one time. So I think that was a good price, good deal for the food you got. And as for flavor, then it's not like top notch or anything. I think that if you did the pizza by yourself at home, it would probably in the end be cheaper and taste better. But at a price point, and that you don't have to do anything of it, just put it in the oven and make it ready for around 8 to 9 minutes, then I think it was a good deal. And we all got fully fed at the end. But for now, heading back home actually to enjoy some dinner. Let's see what it brings us. Maybe some mushrooms then, right? So with that said, slowly making my way home. Talk to you later. Bye bye.